payments are approved. It's that simple. With AmeriFactors, there's no more waiting for your customers to pay. We give you the funds up front, then we wait for your customers to pay us. Fund your business today. Call AmeriFactors right now.
800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. 800-847-1183. That's 800-847-1183.
It's Tuesday, the 15th of October, Columbus Day +1. Welcome to Picks and Parlays Radio, the show that curates a veritable smorgasbord of sporting spectaculars for your betting edification. I'm your host, Nick Gieber, in for Chelsa Messinger, coming to you on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network and also streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Basically, if you want to see us, hear us, listen to us, comment on social media, we have it for you. Find us on YouTube at youtube.com/PicksParlays. We're on Facebook, pretty much the same. And if you search hashtag Parlay Radio, you can join in the discussion. We got a big show today. Joe, the Duffmeister, will be joining me right after the break to talk a little college football. West Virginia, Oklahoma, Boise State, BYU, and Arizona State, Utah. Then Greg Trapp, El Guapo of Picks and Parlays, will be in studio with me, and we'll be talking NFL. Chiefs and Broncos, Rams at Falcons, Chargers at Titans, and then, the grand finale, Tony El Tigre Tellez will give us Michigan at Penn State, Baylor at Oklahoma State, and the Astros at the Yankees. Just put a little sprinkle there on the college football. So we've got college football, NFL, MLB for you. Listen, if you're going to miss any of the picks, if you're going to miss any of the show, I just want to remind you in advance, go to picksandparlays.net. We've got loads of free picks for you there. And when you're ready, we've got expert picks for you as well. All right, we are with you here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network every day from 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're also broadcasting live on the American Forces Network. So we would like to welcome to the show all of our men and women in uniform around the world listening to us on that network. We thank you for your service. It is much appreciated. Hopefully, you will listen to this show and get to enhance your paycheck with some clever betting. All right, those are the topics on the table. That's what we're going to get to today. There is one other way you can reach us. If you have the guts, if you think your bets are better than ours, we'd love to hear from you. 800-878-7529, 800-878-PLAY. Give us a call in the studio. We are going to step aside, take a break, gather our thoughts, and I will be back with Joe, the Duffmeister Duffy, with some college football right after the break.
The blue pill to charge your sex life? Have you been thinking about trying the blue pill? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call and get your 44 pills for just $99. Stop overpaying for the other blue pills. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in a non-marked package. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. 800-223-0992. That's 800-223-0992.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
Fall is here, and with the leaves changing, it may feel like you're running out of time to get any lingering home projects done before the holidays. Luckily, Home Advisor can give you a hand so you can spend more time watching football and less time doing home projects. From minor repairs to major remodels, Home Advisor will connect you with top-rated pros in your area. The pros have been reviewed by your neighbors so you can see what others thought of their work. And if you're not sure how much your project should cost, get multiple quotes from pros and use Home Advisor's Project Cost Guide to see what others paid for similar projects. And to top all of it off, you can book appointments online, no more phone tag. So whether it's remodeling the den for football season or fixing up the house before the holidays, Home Advisor makes it beyond easy to get your home projects done. To find the right pro at a fair price, just ask Home Advisor. Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free award-winning Home Advisor app today.
Welcome back, Picks and Parlays Radio on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Nicky. But find me on Twitter. Well, unsurprisingly, my Twitter handle is @NickGieber. Love to hear from you, by the way, if you have a comment, thought, suggestion. And if you'd like to participate in the show, if you think our bets are crap or if they're fantastic, or if you just have something to say, you want to get it off your chest, we'd love to hear from you. You can comment on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We're streaming live to all those platforms, as well as, of course, our digital audio platforms. We're on iHeart, TuneIn, and the Sports Byline stream. All right, just when you thought we hadn't covered enough college football, we're going to do a little bit more. Joined by Atlanta's favorite son, the Duffmeister himself, the man whose family, well, forget Adolf Kors, the Duff beer family is in effect. If you watch The Simpsons, the Duffmeister with me today. Joe, you ready to talk some college football?
I am, but now you got me thirsty. I want to go out and drink some beer. You can never talk too much college football, and do not encourage those bookmakers to be making comments. They hate me lately. 16-4 at picksandparlays.net. Of course, that's documented. 16-4 football run.
By the way, you mentioned something, and I just want to touch on this. Obviously, on this show, we talk sports, we have a lot of fun, and we give you the places that we think you should place your bets, and we give you our betting opinion from our expert handicappers. There are a lot of people out there that claim to be expert handicappers. I mean, it doesn't take much to say it, just a mouth. Make sure that when people tell you what their records are, that it is documented, that they're not talking out of that thing that they're sitting on, their arse. Make sure that they have proof to their claims, and as Joe pointed out, everything we do is documented at picksandparlays.net, right, Joe?
It is, Nick, and look, I've been in this industry forever. Since 1988 full-time, I've seen so many people come and go, but the best survive and stick around, and picksandparlays.net definitely has a lot of people who've been in this industry for a long, long time. You're not going to have a bunch of Johnny-come-latelys on the site and guys that are going to be going in 5 years from now.
Well, speaking for a long time, I mean, Chip Chirimbes is one of our stable of handicappers. So, we've been around an awfully long time if we have Chip. All right, let's get to it. West Virginia versus Oklahoma. West Virginia 3-3 coming off a loss to the Iowa State Cyclones. Question I have for you is, Austin Kendall was injured in that game. He had to be taken off. Is he back for this game against Oklahoma? Let's talk briefly Oklahoma, though. 6-0, coming off a 34-27 win over Texas. Jalen Hurts getting it done. 1,758 yards, 17 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. But what about Austin Kendall? Is he going to be playing?
Well, Nick, you nailed it. Nailed it, Nick. I guess that can be your nickname.
Hey.
Austin Kendall is questionable. He is, of course, an OU transfer. You're really going to have to keep an eye. Well, I'm going to have to keep an eye on the injury report this week. In addition to Austin Kendall, who is injured. They've got a couple cornerbacks. Akeem Bailey is going to have to miss the first half after getting ejected for targeting. That's not an injury. He's going to play in the second half. And his fellow starter, Keith Washington, was inactive against Iowa State because of an injury. And we'll see if he's going to play in this game. So there's quite a few guys on West Virginia to be worried about. But, of course, Austin Kendall, the most important. Remember, he was a backup to 2 Heisman Trophy runner-ups at Oklahoma, so he never really got his chance. And he'd be fired up for this game, to say the least, although, all players are motivated. I don't know if that's really a plus or a minus. One might say that, he'll feel a little bit more pressure. But as of right now, he is listed as questionable. And that West Virginia, they're going to be a little secretive about it, unlike the NFL where they have a policy. You're not supposed to be secretive. College football coaches do like to be pretty quiet about that. So I don't think we're really going to know until Saturday morning whether or not he is going to play. But I say the tea leaves, he will most likely play.
All right, Oklahoma minus 33.5 with a total of 66.5. How do you have this one?
I do, and that most of my great systems are more counterintuitive. College football seems to be the exception. 2 related systems. Usually, when you have a big favorite and a small total, underdogs do well. When you have a big favorite and a high total, the favorites do well. This one fits into that favorite system where the big favorites in high-scoring games, 163, 113, and 12. I do think Oklahoma, especially with West Virginia possibly being shorthanded, Oklahoma will beat the living crap out of them. I'm going to lay the lumber, Oklahoma minus a 33.5.
Well, Oklahoma is 17-8 and it's lost 25 at home, so that would go to further the point. Thank you for the call there, West Virginia, Oklahoma, that Big 12 matchup. Let's go. 14th ranked Boise State at BYU. Boise State are 6-0 with a 59-37 win over the Warriors of Hawaii. Hank Buckmeyer, the quarterback, 1,547 passing yards, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And for BYU, they're 2-4, coming off a 27-23 loss to South Florida. Well, one's 6-0, one's 2-4. Boise are minus 6.5 favorites at 50 total points. Joe, take it away.
Yeah, but Nick, yet again, we have some question marks about the quarterback. Hank Bachmeier, last I heard, was listed as doubtful. Of course, as we get closer to game time, we're going to see. He did leave the game last week, but the good news for Boise is Chase Cord came off of the bench. He completed 12 out of 18 passes, a career high 175 yards, passer rating of 203.3, and then Jalen Henderson, the third-string quarterback, also played well, completing 6 out of 10. But when they're not going to have quite the element of surprise this week, although then again, I think they will have the element of surprise because we're probably not going to know until game time who the starting quarterback is going to be. But, once you have the backups, possibly with that burden of high expectation, completely different story. Now, Boise State, they're one of 3 undefeated non-Power 5 teams, but now the pressure's on. They're playing a pretty tough road game, again, possibly without their starting quarterback, and one of the few anti-momentum systems in college football. Dogs of 5.5 or more in a 2-game or more losing streak versus an opponent in a 4-game or more winning streak are actually a very good play. 93, 56, and 4. I think that we're going to have a mild upset here. I'm not going to call for it on the money line, but I do like BYU plus the points.
BYU plus the points. Wow. You're definitely going out on a limb on that one. I like it, though, Joe. As you said, what's your record right now on picksandparlays.net?
16-4.
So I'll go with your pick there. All right, let's go. Arizona State, Utah, 17th ranked Arizona, 5-1. Jaden Daniels, last game was a last-minute touchdown from Jaden Daniels himself, got them a 38-34 victory versus Washington State. Utah, 5-1. Lone loss, though, to USC. Oh, I'm so sorry they had to lose to USC. Last outing was a 52-7 tonking away at Oregon State. Utah ranked 13. They are the favorites at minus 13.5 with total points 50.5. Joe, it's all yours.
Yeah, well, Nick, I told you on our last game that was one of the few anti-momentum systems in college football. Remember, I say it probably every week that we do talk about college football, that college football is the number one momentum sport, far and away from a handicapping standpoint, where other sports are more about regression to the mean. Teams off of a very dominant win. There's very specific parameters, but they're a very good play at 583, 414, and 28. and a subsystem of this momentum system takes it up to 59.1%. That, of course, would benefit Utah. Yeah, it's maybe a little bit of revenge here. ASU won the previous two meetings by a combined 38 points, but now you got Utah is the better team. And it's interesting, Tyler Huntley might have a chip on his shoulder. His season ended last year with an injury against Arizona State. So I think he's going to be looking for blood. Arizona State, tough not to have a little bit of a letdown with that dramatic game last week. I'm going to be laying the points here and minus a 13.5. And, depending on how much time we have, I have something interesting to say about the total as well.
All right, well, you got about 30 seconds. Fire away.
Well, basically, this total is much less than each team's total the previous week. Utah total 60 last week, ASU 61. It's now 48.5. That sets up a system that goes under the total 391, 262, and 15. We're using the odds maker's knowledge against him. That would benefit the under.
All right, the under on this one. All right, there you have it. Joe, thank you so much. Once again, you can see all of Joe's picks on picksandparlays.net. We got free picks for you there. And when you're ready, Joe's expert picks are there for your personal edification. Picksandparlays.net. All right, coming up, let's get into the NFL with El Jefe himself from Picks and Parlays, Craig Trapp. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
And now for an important announcement. Do you, or does someone you know, sweat the bed? Do you ever wake up feeling like you've been sleeping on a slip and slide? Sweating the bed is a serious but a common problem that affects your sleep, health, and happiness. Plus, it's just plain gross. But it's not you, it's your mattress. Fortunately, there is a cure. It's called Purple. Purple is the only mattress with a scientifically engineered smart comfort grid. This patented technology is designed to let air flow freely so you sleep cool. Side effects of sleeping on Purple include sleeping better, feeling better, and, well, honestly, smelling better. Try the Purple mattress risk-free for 100 nights and never sweat the bed again. And for a limited time, pick a free Purple product with your mattress purchase by texting SLEEPY to 84888. The coolest sleep of your life and a free Purple product by texting SLEEPY to 84888. That's SLEEPY to 84888.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. That's 800-584-2519.
Money Now 100 is not a lender, broker, or agent of any lender or financial advisor. We do not make loans or credit decisions. You must be 18 years or older and a U.S. resident to qualify. This is not an offer or solicitation to lend. I went to MoneyNow100.com and got the $5,000 I needed deposited in my account the next business day. If you need money for any reason, help is here. Go to MoneyNow100.com and get the money you need. Need to pay off credit card debt? Go to MoneyNow100.com. Need your car repaired? Need home improvement money? Visit MoneyNow100.com. If you need fast cash for any reason, go to MoneyNow100.com. Good, bad, or no credit at all. Go to MoneyNow100.com. You could get up to $5,000 as soon as the next business day. Go to MoneyNow100.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Type in the address bar MoneyNow100.com. That's MoneyNow100.com.
All right, you're back with us here on Picks and Parlays Radio on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, also on American Forces, and streaming live on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. Everywhere social media exists, you will probably find us. If you'd like to comment, we'd love to hear from you. Just go ahead and make those comments on those social media pages. And if you want to hashtag us, we're hashtag Parlay Radio. All right, let's talk some NFL. I'm joined by the head of the Bengals fan club and El Guapo himself of Picks and Parlays, Mr. Craig Trapp. Craig, ready to talk some NFL football?
Back in Vegas, excited. I'm not so excited about the NFL right now when you're a Bengals fan. 0-6 and coming off another ugly loss. But luckily, not one of the three teams we have to talk about today.
All right. Well, should we kick it off with the Chiefs at Broncos? The Chiefs 4-2, the Broncos 2-4. The Chiefs 22-3, straight up against divisional opponents, and 17-8 against the spread. The Broncos 4-11 in the past 15 night games. I love that statistic, Greg. Let's see. Pat Mahomes, Joe Flacco, take it away, Mr. Trapp.
Well, this is one of those lines that's going to be all over the place. So Thursday night game. So this line gets, of course, a lot of early action in the week. We saw this line open at 4.5 all the way down to 3 at some spots. So the Chiefs favored here. We'll call it 3.5. I see most. That's the consensus out there. And the total at 49. Going to be a pretty good game. Two teams coming off, different type of games. Chiefs, 2 games in a row losing at home, which Chiefs never lose at home. Even when they're bad, they usually win at home, and now to lose back-to-back. And the Broncos coming off a nice win. So pretty excited to see how Patrick Mahomes continues his amazing play. And maybe if the Chiefs, rest of the team, can pitch in here.
Well, actually we spoke a little bit about this yesterday when I was doing the NFL segment. We were talking about quarterbacks and, how good the quarterback is versus the team around him. And I, brought up some important points that it's not just the QB. You got to have a team to make it work. And I think the Chiefs missing a few key pieces.
Well, this is going to be about the Broncos defense versus the great offense of the Chiefs. Yeah. And can the Chiefs defense just do a little? Just give Patrick Mahomes a little help here. If they do so, I think the Chiefs bounce back here. But historically, these division games end up being pretty close. The Thursday night games can always be kind of crazy. Last year, Kansas City won 30-23 in October. Earlier in October, they won 27-23. So they split as far as, even though the Chiefs won both of those straight up, they split against the spread. And I think this year, this is going to be a tough game for the Chiefs, but I just can't see the Chiefs losing 3 games in a row. A little bit of a square play here, I think, because I think a lot of public money is going to be on the Chiefs here. But sometimes you just have to go with what you think is going to cover and what you think is going to win. And to me, I'm going to be on the Chiefs -3.5 here. Also think maybe the under here. I just think the Broncos have to play a slower game, so I think the under is 49 would be a solid play as well.
And why would the Broncos be 4-11 in the past 15 night games? I mean, for me, look, I see a lot of stats here, a lot of betting stats. That one just really struck me as, do they not have good vision plan there at Denver? Does it not involve getting regular eye checks for night vision? Because clearly there's a problem there.
At night, though, usually those are more the premier games, so they're probably playing a lot better teams. So that probably has a lot more to do with your recent record. And the Broncos haven't really been good the last 3 years. They've been a major disappointment. A lot of it has fallen on the quarterback. They have not had a good quarterback since Manning retired. And, finally they go out and get a veteran in Joe Flacco, but Flacco hasn't been great. It's really been more about the defense recently.
I think you got this one wrong, Craig. I think really they need to check them for cataracts. Forget brain injuries. Check them for cataracts. All right, let's go. Rams at Falcons. The Rams 3-3. The Falcons 1-5. Ooh, Atlanta stinking it up. Jared Goff against Matt Ryan. The Rams 5-0 straight up against the spread. Let's see. They're 5-0 straight up, and they're 4 against the spread in East Coast time zone. That is a very odd statistic. The Falcons 1-5 against the spread, the same as the Redskins and Ravens, by the way, for the absolute worst in the NFL. Totals 54. Some weird stats on this one to play with, but I'll let you have fun with that one.
Well, the Rams -3 here with a total, like you said, of 54. Rams, I'm really surprised the way they played in recent games. The Falcons, I thought this team would be feast or famine. I thought it would be an improved year, but obviously we're going the other side here. Obviously they missed the extra point last week that cost them to force that game into overtime. tough matchup here against a Rams team that needs this win. And I don't know. I just think Rams are clearly the better team. They've lost 3 in a row. Can you see the Rams losing 4 straight? I just can't see that. So I think if you're going to play the side, I'd play the Rams. But I'm going to be on the total in this one.
Yeah.
I just think this Falcons defense has been suspect at best. And I think the Rams defense, we've seen them give up big points as well. I think
have
you have
one?
to take. Yeah, that's the question.
Neither team has one.
I think the defense should just say we're going to play tag football or flag football because that's what it's been. I like the over 54 as our best play here. I had to think this one's a shootout. Dan Quinn fighting for his job. I mean, I can't see him losing this one and keeping his job. I think next week they're on a bye, so I would imagine they're probably going to be switching coaches after a loss here. But either way, let's take the over 54.
Well, here you go. What are the odds right now on coaching change? You know, if for in football, in global football, in soccer, particularly in the Premier League, we have something called the sack race, which is the next manager to get fired or leave. Do we have the same thing here in the NFL?
Oh, sure they do. And I'm sure Dan Quinn is probably leading the way because some of the other teams that are really bad have first-year coaches, or they knew going into the year, like the Dolphins knew they were going to be bad. The Bengals knew it was going to probably be a tough year with the first-year coach, Zach Taylor. So I think there was a lot of those coaches that are probably going to keep their jobs. Plus, historically, Bengals don't fire their coach, neither does midseason, neither does
just die of old
Dolphins.
age?
Well, they fire him in the offseason.
Put him out to
but the Falcons, it's hard to not because
they send him to a monastery.
Well, if you're the Falcons owner and you have like 2 of the best players at your position and you're losing
1 and 5,
you have to at some point just say, you know what, it's time. Even if it's not he's more of a defensive-minded coach. If it's not his fault, somebody has to take.
Well, I think actually they should send Dan Quinn to a monastery. That should be his punishment. He has to have a life of subservience to God. What do you think?
He's probably like, I would rather that, or he's like, send me back to Seattle where I was very good as a defensive coordinator.
All right, next up, Chargers 2-4 against the also 2-4 Titans. It's Phillip Rivers against Marcus Mariota, who we're not 100% sure is playing apparently. Titans lost to Broncos on Sunday. They're 1-4 against the spread in October. The Chargers, not much better against the spread, although Road Warriors 7-8 on the road. 7 out of 8 on the road, not 7 and 8. That wouldn't make them a road warrior, but 7 out of 8 certainly would make them a road warrior. And they are indeed, and this one, of course, at the Titans. The line here is Titans -2. The total's 40. What about Mariota? Is he going to play?
Well, it's not that he's injured. It's just his poor performance. He was replaced, of course, by Tannehill last game in the loss at Denver. It's hard to run Mariota out there. I know Chelsea, this is her team. We talked about them a lot. I had said early in the year, I think Marcus Mariota will not get renewed. He'll be elsewhere next year because he might be with Dan Quinn at the monastery, yes. But he needs a change of scenery. I just think Tennessee hasn't worked out for him. I think he'll probably get the start here, but either way, I think Tannehill and him are about the same. I don't think there's one that is way better or way less. To me, they have issues. I think this is going to be a defensive-minded game. I think the Chargers' defense was suspect last week, so I think they're going to have a bounce-back performance. Titans have a great defense. It's just too bad that Tennessee has wasted that great defense with such a poor performance on offense this year. I think this is a solid underplay. I also think if you have to play the side in this one, I'm going to play the Tennessee Titans -2. I just think their defense is just at least they have something positive. The Chargers, I don't know what you can say positively about this team right now. Their offense hasn't been as good as we thought, and their defense has been suspect as well.
Why is that? I mean, really, teams when they move cities usually get a little bounce, don't they? There's fresh investment, fresh look. I mean, the stadium issue aside, but they have really just continued to. They were mediocre before, and well, they're mediocre now.
Well, I think it doesn't help when you play in a soccer stadium and then you play Pittsburgh last week, and Pittsburgh had what looked like 3/4 of the fans. So to me, it's they thought you moved to LA. Obviously, it's about the money and all that kind of thing that comes along with that. That will come when this new stadium comes. But right now, not a whole lot of positivity when it comes to the Chargers. Way more for the Rams if you're in Los Angeles. So to me, it's one of those teams when they play at home, don't consider it a home field advantage because a lot of times there's not much. There's as many visiting fans, and it's such a small stadium, so it's not super loud. I just think the Chargers probably are glad they're on the road this week where, hey, we know going in that we're playing on the road. Instead, you come at home, you play in Pittsburgh in a pretty featured game last week, and then you see all Pittsburgh Steelers fans. That has to be tough to swallow.
All right, worst team in the NFL. Let's go, Craig. Redskins, Titans, Falcons. Oh, your beloved Bengals.
It's the Dolphins, really. I mean, the Dolphins.
Oh, the Dolphins. I didn't even have them on the list because the Bengals were on there, and quite frankly,
the Redskins
they
beat the Dolphins.
everybody else.
But the Redskins beat the Dolphins last week in Miami. Miami is terrible. At least they went back to Fitzpatrick last week. Fitzpatrick, I thought, gave them a little boost late in that game. I think all three of those, I think the Bengals, the Redskins, and the Dolphins are all pretty pitiful. And the Jets, I thought, were one of the worst teams. And then, of course, they beat Dallas last week. So I was a little surprised about that. But to me, the Dolphins, I think they're going for the worst record. So that way they can, of course, replace their quarterback. That's why you go for now. You go out and try to get the new next greatest quarterback. And the Dolphins are going for that.
All right. So you think the Dolphins are worse than the Bengals?
Slightly. I mean,
is that pride? Is that ego?
No,
is
no.
The fact that you're, the Bengal fan club.
No, when
did you really model the Bengal underwear for their website, Craig?
To me, I hate the Bengals. I mean, when you're a Bengals fan, you by this point of the season, you're already into the hate mode. Where you're like, I know we can't win it. At this point, I'd rather lose because in the NFL, you don't want to be in the middle. You want to be the worst or the first, and obviously we're not going to be the first. So we're going for the worst at this point. There's not much positive to be said about the Bengals.
So quickly. How surprised were you when the Saints and the Seahawks covered? That's from Sean Blocker, writes to us on YouTube.
I wasn't surprised by the Saints. We've been on the Saints here since Teddy Bridgewater came over. We've been getting them at a good price. I really liked the Saints, and I like them. I think they're just we've said this multiple times. I think there's as much talent on that team as any team in the NFL. I think the Saints continue to be a cover magnet until you get Drew Brees back when that number switches where you get the more less fair number there.
All right, Craig, always a pleasure. Thank you. You can find Craig's picks and, of course, his expert picks as well. So there's free picks and expert picks available on the website, picksandparlays.net. Coming up, let's talk a little baseball and college football with Tony El Tigre Tellez. Be right back after this.
Message and data rates may apply. Please do not text and drive. See purple.com for terms and conditions.
And now for an important announcement. Do you, or does someone you know, sweat the bed? Do you ever wake up feeling like you've been sleeping on a slip and slide? Sweating the bed is a serious but a common problem that affects your sleep, health, and happiness. Plus, it's just plain gross. But it's not you. It's your mattress. Fortunately, there is a cure. It's called Purple. Purple is the only mattress with a scientifically engineered smart comfort grid. This patented technology is designed to let air flow freely so you sleep cool. Side effects of sleeping on Purple include sleeping better, feeling better, and, well, honestly, smelling better. Try the Purple mattress risk-free for 100 nights and never sweat the bed again. And for a limited time, pick a free Purple product with your mattress purchase by texting SLEEPY to 84888. The coolest sleep of your life and a free Purple product by texting SLEEPY to 84888. That's SLEEPY to 84888.
Are you an active stock market investor? Well, then you know these three key words: buy, sell, hold. Those three magic words can make or lose you money in the stock market. What if we can show you a time-tested tool that's been helping stock market investors succeed for over 30 years? It's called VectorVest, an amazing system designed to make smart investing easy. The VectorVest system analyzes, sorts, and ranks over 19,000 stocks every day and tells you when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell any stock to maximize your profits in less than 10 minutes a day. And if you call right now, you can test drive our amazing VectorVest system risk-free for 30 days for just $9.95.
800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. 800-584-2519. That's 800-584-2519.
Money Now 100 is not a lender, broker, or agent of any lender or financial advisor. We do not make loans or credit decisions. You must be 18 years or older and a U.S. resident to qualify. This is not an offer or solicitation to lend. I went to MoneyNow100.com and got the $5,000 I needed deposited in my account the next business day. If you need money for any reason, help is here. Go to MoneyNow100.com and get the money you need. Need to pay off credit card debt? Go to MoneyNow100.com. Need your car repaired? Need home improvement money? Visit MoneyNow100.com. If you need fast cash for any reason, go to moneynow100.com. Good, bad, or no credit at all. Go to moneynow100.com. You could get up to $5,000 as soon as the next business day. Go to moneynow100.com on your phone, tablet, or computer. Type in the address bar moneynow100.com. That's moneynow100.com.
All right, welcome back to Picks and Parlays Radio. You're listening to us on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, and you're also watching us, if you are, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, where we stream live. If you'd like to participate in the show, we would love to hear from you. Your comments that you make on our social media will go right to producer Andrew, and if they are deemed rude enough or worthy enough, he'll put them up on the screen, and if I can stretch my head to actually read them, I will do that. All right, welcome back. We promised you a little Tony El Tigre Tellez. Well, he joins us on the guest line today. Tony, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing very well, Nick. Looking forward to Week 8 college football. We have some really good matchups now as we get into mid-October. The games start taking extra meaning now.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing college football. I thought we were doing Major League Lacrosse. But okay, college football it is then. But I tell you what, let's do a couple of college footballs, Tony, and then let's talk about the big Yankees-Astros game because we got to do that one as well, I think. But let's start with college football, shall we? Michigan, number 16th ranked Michigan against 10th ranked Penn State. Michigan 5-1 with a 42-25 win over Illinois. Shea Patterson, the quarterback, with 1,246 yards, 9 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. Penn State, they were perfect, 6-0, coming off a 17-12 win over the Iowa Hawkeyes. We just talked about the Iowa Cyclones in the last segment. This is the Hawkeyes. At least they both lost, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Sean Clifford, the quarterback, 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Penn State -8, total 46.5. Tony T, how do you see this one?
Well, we see some money coming here on Penn State. They're up to 9 now in a lot of locations. So I will definitely look at take the points here. Michigan +9. Of course, Penn State coming off a physical test at Iowa, but they were just held to 17 points. And that was the best defense that Penn State has faced this season. Now they're going to see another good defense here in Michigan. So really back-to-back physical style games here for Penn State. Of course, we saw the Nittany Lions just get past Pitt at home by only 7. Of course, Wolverines, they've covered 4 of 5 against the Nittany Lions in their past 5 head-to-heads. Of course, Wolverines, good defensive team, holding teams to 283 yards a game, 3 yards a rush. And, even though they got blown out by Wisconsin, they've shown some improvement since that loss. And, you got to look at the positives here. If you're Jim Harbaugh, you still control your destiny on their side of that Big Ten division race. We know it can even come down to Ohio State and Michigan at the end. So I definitely would look to take the dog in this one.
Oh, you're going to take the dog, so you're taking Michigan.
Yeah, I'm going to take the points here. As we talked about here, when you suffer a loss, you get embarrassed like you did against Wisconsin. I think that really charged up the Michigan defense to really come in and really play well. And one thing I like here in this point spread, this game could land 4, could land 7, and you win no matter who wins the game.
All right, by the way, we got a really nice comment here from Sean Blocker on our YouTube account. Perhaps Andrew can put that back up again so I can read it. He says, Picks and Parlays, you guys are the best at breaking it down. Y'all helped me in a 3-team parlay to get me out of the hole from Saturday. I guess he needed to refresh his strip club money to make it rain. He says, keep it up, guys. Well, we're trying to do that. Exactly that. And by the way, if you like our picks, there are loads of free picks. You can find them at picksandparlays.net. And, of course, expert picks as well. When you're ready to, as Emerald says, kick it up a notch. All right, Baylor at Oklahoma State. Number 22, Baylor at Oklahoma State. They're perfect. 6-0. Charlie Brewer, the quarterback, average 38 points a game. They surrendered just 18 points a game. Both teams played Texas Tech last game out, which I think is very odd. Baylor won, though. Oklahoma lost. Let's see, Oklahoma State, -35, 63.5 total points. Tony, take it away.
Yeah, I think this is Baylor, Oklahoma State. So Oklahoma State's favored 3
Oklahoma
here.
State.
Total sits at 66. Yeah, so the play here will be definitely laying Oklahoma State -3. Of course, Cowboys, they played their 3rd home game of the season. They did beat the Big 12 opponent Kansas State 26-13. But, the Cowboys coming off a bye week, and they were very competitive in a loss at Texas Tech. And the Cowboys, they do a very good job of moving that football, 520 yards a game. They're balanced. They rush for 576. The quarterback, Spencer Sanders, 63% of his throws. I think they can get some improvement out of him. And, of course, you look at the Baylor side. 2 road wins came at Kansas State and Rice. So this will be their biggest road test of the season. And we just saw Baylor. They couldn't cover in a 3-point home win to Texas Tech, who used Jet Duffy at quarterback last week in overtime.
They used Joe Duffy?
Jet Duffy.
Oh, Jet. Is he any relation to Joe, I wonder?
I was wondering. We were talking about nicknames for Joe, and I said, well, Jet might fit.
Oh, he may indeed. So what do you like on this one? Break it down.
The home favorite. I like the home favorite here with Oklahoma State laying the 3 points. And, of course, Baylor suffered an injury last week to their senior linebacker, Clay Johnson. He's lost for the season. That's a big hit. And one thing to note here, the Cowboys have covered 5 of their 6 games this season. And, again, I like the way they played Texas. They played them tough, losing 36-30. I think that was a good test for them to get ready for this game against Baylor. I'll take Oklahoma State -3.
Really? Even though Baylor are perfect 6-0?
Even so, but early in the season, you got to throw out some of those games to get the non-conference foes. And again, you got to really look at strength of competition at this point of the season. Now, as we get deeper into Big 12 conference play, the teams that you face now get tougher and tougher. And this is a big test here for Baylor going on the road.
Well, the Cowboys are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games following a straight-up loss. The Bears, though, 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 games after allowing more than 450 total yards in their previous game. All right, there you have it, Tony T. Let's go on to some baseball, shall we? Yankees at Astros. Series tied 1-1. The other series, well, looking like a rout as the Nationals are up over the Cards 3 games to not a single one. So at least this one's got a little bit of excitement rolling around it. This one, Houston, Garrett Cole, 20-5, 2.5 ERA, allowed just 1 run in 15 postseason innings.
That's right, and Nick, I'm prepared to talk about both games. Astros and Yankees are already in progress. Score 1-0. So we're going to give you a pick here on a live line. And, of course, the Yankees were plus 140 underdogs to start the game, now down 1-0 after 1 inning. I'll take the Yankees here at plus 170. I think it's even good value there to get on the Yankees. Yeah, well, you get the live wagering with your apps, and they adjust the odds every inning. And we saw in the first inning, both pitchers a little shaky. Severino settled down. Garrett Cole allowed the first 2 runners to get on base and had a jam he had to get out of, which he did. So both pitchers had a little trouble there. And, of course, it's a close game, 1-0. Severino, let's see if he can settle down a little bit. He was a little excited there to start the game. Correa with that home run. And, of course, it's tough to, Garrett Cole, we know he's a great pitcher. But, when you're trying to nibble the corners at Yankee Stadium, you don't always have great success. That's the one thing I've noticed with that Yankee Stadium there is that those corners, you're not always going to get the call. And Cole was working the corners a little bit, getting behind the count, and he gave up the first 2 base runners. So I think if that pattern continues, we can have a really good pitcher's duel. Let's see if the Yankees can push one across, get it tied up, and let's get to the bullpens.
Well, Craig's actually telling me right now it's 2-0.
It looks like it. Yeah, they just hit another homer. It looks like Astros just put one over the fence here. Josh Reddick, a home run.
Too early for Severino, you think? I mean, he missed most of the season with a shoulder injury. Is it too early for him?
Well, this is about his 5th start. He pitched 4 innings against the Twins. He was pitched pretty well in that Twins game, but again, 2 solo home runs already. So you're probably going to get plus 200 now with the Yankees. So if you like the Yankees, you can get even better value here. Just hope he can keep it down. Of course, the Yankees bullpen has been really good in this series. Of course, we know the Astros bats weren't the greatest. I think they were hitting under 200 the past 5 games entering this game. So I would still look at the Yankees side, even though you're down 2 up. There's the Yankees. Yankees still have 8 at bats left in this one.
That is true. All right, let's talk about the other series for a minute. Nationals are up 3-0 over the Cardinals. I mean, it's looking like a very, very one-sided series. Of course, just one more game will clinch it for them. Is there a danger that if they sweep at, say, 4-0, teams with a lot of rest, they don't historically do that well because they lose that momentum, they lose that game flavor, so to speak. And if teams are coming off a tougher series that they're going to face in the actual World Series final, it would seem to me that probably not to their benefit. How do you see that, Tony? And historically, how does that work?
Yeah, I really believe here in a situation like this, if you're the team, you want to close out a team. And again, especially with these bullpens, the way they've been, especially the Nationals bullpen, how poorly it's been. You need as much rest as possible. Even some of your starters are going to be asked to go in there and actually and throw some relief work if necessary. But I think it's going to help starters like Strasburg and, of course, Scherzer and Patrick Corbin, these pitchers, to get the necessary rest for their arms, because you know how much baseball is starting pitching. And I know it's, you're not going to, the hitters might get rusty, but today's world, these teams are practicing against live pitching. They bring up some of their prospects to throw a simulated game against their lineup. And if you take a professional attitude, you can keep yourself ready because the teams will basically simulate games with their prospects pitching to your hitters.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, actually. Particularly, you're right. I mean, the one really a rest will benefit is your bullpen. Obviously, pitchers need rest. Arms need time to rest up from throwing all those pitches. But we talk about momentum a lot, quite a lot on this show, and I'm a firm believer in it. And I just something about the pressure of the competition, and then all of a sudden getting a massive rest, getting everybody worked back up for the big games. I think that offsets things like rest time for pitchers, unless of course you've got an absolute rock star pitcher who needs that extra day or two. But you can play with your rotation and put him have him start a later game. I'm acting as baseball manager now, of course. So Tony, you and I may beg to differ. Listen, we just got a couple of minutes left. I want to ask you something. We have a lot of novice bettors out there, people that are just coming in. Obviously, sports betting being legalized now in a lot of states. It is on a state-by-state basis. And a lot of people just starting to get into the fun of betting on sport. One of the questions I get a lot of, and I thought I would pose it to you, is bankroll management. If you were a novice bettor, how would you recommend segmenting your bankroll to start?
I'm always one to believe that, you've got to put aside money that you bet with and separate that with money you live on. It's always great to have income coming in, so that's what you want to do. You just want to separate, your gambling income from your income that you need to live and for your entertainment, and from there you can basically make plays. And I'm not one to just go all in. I mean, if you can separate your money and just basically the maximum you put in is 10% of your bankroll per play on your gambling money, I think that's okay. And you basically rate it based on how well you like the game.
So you think 10% per play is a good rule of thumb for a novice sports bettor?
On your top play, on your best play. Now, obviously, I would make them shorter at maybe anywhere from 3 to 5%. But if this is the best play you see that week, then I would press it if I really like it that much. Again, we're looking at monthly bankrolls that change every month as you separate your gambling income from your living income.
And parlays? Do you recommend parlays or teasers for novice bettors?
I think teasers would be NFL teasers. I think there's value there in the NFL teasers. I'm not a big fan of college or NBA teasers. I definitely like NFL teasers. Parlays, I'm a fan of the money line parlays. Like when you look at some big lines in baseball and you put them together, I think you get some good value there with money line parlays. And from what I've heard from the odds makers, they cringe because they take a beating with money line parlays.
Money line parlays. There you have it from Tony T. Tony, anything else in particular? We've got about 1 minute left. Anything we haven't covered?
I want to talk about.
You like?
Yeah, I mean, we got the Nationals and we've got the Cardinals going off tonight, 8 Eastern time. We got Patrick Corbin going for Washington. I'm going to go with the run line here with the Nationals. Minus 1.5 runs at plus 125. The total 7.5. I'm going to stay away from the total here because this game can get away from St. Louis. One thing I like about Corbin, he's a strikeout pitcher, 28% strikeout rate, and he's pitched well at home, 8-3 mark, ERA of 2.90. Now, against the Dodgers in the NLDS, Corbin, 1 earned run allowed in 6 innings, and he faced the Cardinals over a month ago. No earned runs, 11 strikeouts. And Dakota Hudson, well, his numbers not as good on the road, ERA over 4. And Hudson, not a strikeout pitcher. He pitches the high contact, 40% hard contact this season.
All right, Tony T, El Tigre, always a pleasure. You can find Tony at picksandparlays.net. Loads of free picks and, of course, expert picks as well. When we come back, I'll recap today's top picks. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low-cost airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-371-9608. That's 1-800-371-9608. Call 1-800-371-9608. Call now.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-430-9571.
All right, you're back with me, Nick Geber. On Twitter, I'm at Nick Geber. Here on Picks and Parlays Radio. We've had a great show. Loads of free picks for you. So why don't we get to the recap? So if you missed any of it, you have a chance to write it down and make sure that you place your bets where they need to go. All right, Joe Duffy, the Duffmeister, talking a little college football. We had West Virginia at Oklahoma. Take Oklahoma minus 33. Boise State at BYU. Take BYU plus 6.5. And Arizona State at Utah. Take Utah minus 13.5. Then we had Craig El Guapo Trapp and his NFL picks. Chiefs at Broncos take the Chiefs minus 3.5. Rams at Falcons take the over 54. Chargers at Titans take the Titans minus 2. And according to Craig, the Miami Dolphins worse than the Bengals, if that's possible. Okay. Tony L. Tigre Tellez gave us some picks. For baseball, we had Astros at Yankees. Take the Yankees plus 139. Cards at Nationals. Take the Nationals, the run line, minus 1.5 and plus 125. And then, of course, we had some college football picks. Michigan at Penn State. Take Michigan plus 9. And Baylor at Oklahoma State. Take Oklahoma State minus 3. All right, those were your picks for today. Once again, you can find those picks and more, loads of free picks, on our website at picksandparlays.net. Also, we have expert picks too when you're ready to go up a level. Once again, broadcasting to you live every day, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network. If you've missed any of this show, it'll be available for you on YouTube at Picks and Parlays, and of course, the podcast immediately following at the Believe Podcast Network. That's going to wrap it up from me. I'll be back on the air tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, same place, same channel. Till then, have a great night.